Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's in the Tape Season 9, Volume 4. And today I've got a couple of tapes from my lovely friend Douglas Titchmarsh. Now these are quite interesting, and the story that goes with these in the first place makes them quite interesting. Douglas had an uncle who worked at the factory that did the tapes. Isn't that exciting? So he got lots of tapes. I'm not sure how legally these tapes were obtained, but we won't talk to them about that because this is a whole thing about special things anyway. So let's continue on. But we got two tapes here because they're quite short. I think they're about 7 to 15 minutes. These tapes, aren't they? The C whatever else it is. I think you can tell, can't you, from the way it's drawn on the front of it? No, you can't really. I don't know what that really means. Anyway, so we got on this one, we've got ETX. Now, I'm quite excited to see this because I've never actually played it. If it is what it says it is, which it tends not to be, but if it says what it is, ETX is kind of the ET game for the Spectrum, but obviously not called ET, it's extraterrestrial, whatever else is. And then we got Snake Pit on that side, on that one. And as I said, they're quite short, and sometimes, and from previous episodes with Douglas, I found that there's like one thing per side, and then you've got the rest of the horizon stuff. So it's actually a factory where they were recorded as well. Wow. Anyway, we've also got Electronic Formula Finder. No idea what that is. It's very exciting. And no idea what's on the other side. And we're not going to play through horizon stuff unless, of course, on side 2 we've got Through the Wall. We might have a little game of that if it loads. But without further ado, we're going to get that one there, into a tape drive. And we're going to try, ETX for the first time ever. Right, the tape is in the drive, and we have one ET on the Spectrum, and I think this is actually as bad as the Atari version. You know, the Atari version was buried in a desert. It was so bad for Atari, they had to bury the cartridges, and they dug them up recently. So there's a TV thing. I'm going to go with load dit, by the way, or load speech pass. We'll push that in there and push the button. There is a documentary on it. What's it called? Is it called Game Over? I have a feeling it's called Game Over. It has like a picture of ET on it, the character from it. Now the guy himself, I don't think he got to see the movie. This particular designer, and he did it in 6 weeks or something stupid like that. It's a really quick length of time that he turned it round. ETX, it is ETX. I've never played this. I'm quite excited, actually, in a straight sort of way. Not that I like the movie. The movie, for me, is one of those kind of... A lot of people love it. I think it's just extremely overrated, but I suppose that's probably because, you know, some of my first sci-fi movies were things like Battle Beyond the Stars and Star Wars and things like that. So, wow, is that it? That's it. Press any key. Wow, that didn't half arrive quickly. The extraterrestrial Zargon. So he isn't actually ET, but it is ET because we all know it's ET. Press any key. Welcome to ET. This game will produce a large vocabulary of real speech. Unfortunately, due to the large amount of memory necessary to store the speech, ETX will only speak on the 48K spectrum. If you have a 48K spectrum, please press start on your tape player and I will load the speech. Okay. I didn't know it had speech in it. It's very exciting. Large amount of speech. What do you do if you've got a 48K spectrum? Do you just press the escape key or something like that? I don't know. Anyway, but E.T. was one of these kind of sci-fi movies, and I just didn't like it. I really didn't. I mean, I didn't mind. I mean, and Spielberg, isn't it, as well? And I don't mind some Spielberg movies. I mean, we've got Raiders of the Lost Ark and Indiana Jones sort of stuff. Pretty much like those, loved those. When it came, well, apart from possibly the Crystal Skull Kingdom thing, whatever it was, but that wasn't particularly good. But either way, I kind of liked those movies. But I just didn't get on with E.T. It was just a little fat, round, dumpy bag of an alien with a long neck and a glowing finger. It wasn't exactly. It wasn't exactly. I don't know. It was just not thrilling, was it? I mean, it was hardly Chewbacca. I mean, he was an alien. It was hardly any other, Greedo and people like that. It was hardly. I mean, I know Boba Fett isn't a creature. He's a clone. Actually, we find out later. He's not. He's cloning Jango Fett. But either way, it just wasn't that Star Wars universe. And I think I was expecting lasers and other things, and what we got was like I don't know, E.T. dying for the lack of love, which sounds really wrong, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know, extraterrestrial, I don't know, something or other. Somebody who spends, yeah, very worrying, to be honest with you, E.T. Let's get off that subject, but, oh, has that crashed? Oh, I think it's crashed. All that data's crashed, but at least it loads really quick, so we can have another go at it. We'll have another go. We'll have another crack at it. So, but yeah, I don't know. I never really got on with E.T. As I say, big sort of brown bag of things with huge stupid eyes and whatever else. And I know they put them in Star Wars as well. And I'm kind of disappointed, but I know Lucas and Spielberg are the best of mates, so I can kind of understand where that came from. But I don't know, just a weird. I don't know. Anybody like it? Anybody an E.T. fan? I just found it really. I found it really boring. I've seen it a few times, and probably mainly because when it was sort of went to TV, you've really kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel about if you ended up on TV at some point, or you were the big Christmas movie, or maybe it was on a couple of Christmas. I just never got it. I never really got that whole thing about it. And Battle Beyond Stars, by the way, is pure cheese if you've ever seen them. In fact, there's a whole bunch of them. There's Forbidden Planet and things like that. There's a whole bunch of pure cheese sci-fi stuff that's actually quite good to watch, if that makes sense. It's quite good fun to watch. But yeah, it's pure cheese is the word that goes with those ones. But I kind of like those. I kind of like the way they work, because I think the Battle Beyond the Stars, I don't know whether it stole the stuff, because I think it's one called Space Raiders, who uses exactly the same sci-fi footage and then does its own sort of scenes on the ground. They did that, by the way. They did this thing where it was like everything from Battle Beyond the Stars appeared in everything else. And it's a 1983 movie, that one, I think, if I remember rightly. They were all trying to do Star Wars, basically. Except for Spielberg, who did E.T. Did he do Close Encounters of the Third Kind as well? I think he did, didn't he? Do 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 do. Was that music? Was that the sound? Do 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 do. It was like a sound they used to speak with voices, and then that actor, his name's on the tip of his tongue, had to make clay models in the middle of the house of a mountain that they had to go to meet the aliens, and then some people were going to go with the aliens and some people were going to stay with the aliens. I think they're probably the E.T. aliens. To be fair, if I'd known it was the E.T. aliens, you'd have probably gone, nah, I'm staying at home, thanks very much. I'm not interested in your glowing fingers and your tall, long necks. It's just not for me. I mean, that's the thing, though. There was a whole bunch of weird alien things. Do you remember Batteries Not Included? That wasn't really aliens, was it? It was like real robot aliens from space that flew around the place and like spruced up the building and things like that. And they were all going to get sent home, and the aliens made everybody feel better. And then there was that one with the old people. Do you remember the old people? What was that? Cocoon? Was that aliens as well? That was a bizarre one as well. That was a really weird. They all kind of got in the bath they got in the swimming pool with cocoons, but I'm not sure what the cocoons did. This is not going very well with ETX. I wonder if it's on my PlayZX. I think PlayZX may be the next port of call. I think we're going to get the PlayZX on. What have I done with my mobile phone? I had it a moment ago, and I've lost it. What have I done with it? That's really good. I've lost my mobile phone. You stay there. I'll be back. Hang on, so it's not far away. Where are you? Where are you gone to? Oh, there it is. I found it. Hang on. I'll go and get it. Wait a sec. Right in the back of the room. I'm coming back. You stay there. All right, hang on. Right, okay, I'm back. It must be on here. It's going to be one of them things that's got to be on here. It has to be on here. We have to have PlayZX. On PlayZX, we have to have ETX. And if it isn't on there, I'll be utterly amazed. Search. It's a game, as I say, I've never played, and just feels like I should have played it. ETX, of course it's not. Oh, hang on, maybe it is. Sorry, I can't spell. How can I not spell ETX? It's searching. Done. Yeah, search. What you found? ET? ETA. I don't know what ETA is either. ET. Oh, there was an ETA game. I apologise. There was an there's lots of ET games apparently. Maybe they're not the same ET game. Done. I have found it. I have found the game. Let us plug this in and let us go for ET. ETX, and a game, as I say, I've never played before. I know. I think it's loosely based on the Atari version, which was obviously a massive flop. But he never got to see the movie, so he just was told about FBI agents chasing down aliens from outer space. So that's the point. Yeah, they had FBI agents, didn't they? And then ET fell in holes a lot, and that was the thing. And it was the game that apparently sunk the entire company. But I don't believe that for a second, because when they actually did dig up the desert in wherever it was, I want to say Arizona, but I don't think it is Arizona. But wherever they dug up the desert, they dug up this desert, and they discovered all these things that had actually been buried. Millions of pounds worth. Well, maybe not millions of pounds worth, because you can buy them, can't you? You used to be able to buy them on eBay as a sort of like a souvenir. Anyway, I'm going to have to pause this when this does the load bit in a minute. Just remember to do that quickly. Unless it's going to load it all in one. Just keeping the mobile phone handy in case I have to pause it. Yeah, pause. Ah, no, stop. Damn you. I can't rewind on this thing. Right, play it. I hope that's okay. I think we got away with that. It's a long load, actually. It's longer than I thought it was going to be. So anyway, yeah. So they dug all these things up, and there wasn't just ET cartridges. There was other cartridges amongst this lot that buried. I mean, seriously, how bad do you have to be doing to bury your stock in the ground? I wonder what they told the insurance things. I wonder if that was an insurance job. Do you know what I mean? Whether or not they told the insurance company, "Oh well, we lost an entire warehouse full of ET stock. Can you at least reimburse us the value of what?" Maybe that's what they did. Maybe it was an insurance job. It's like a really big insurance job, but it still doesn't make much sense. I mean, unless the stock, of course, was just filling up the whole place. I bet nowadays people actually seek that cartridge out. I'm not even sure it was that bad a game. I mean, to be fair, I've never played it. I've got coffee. I hope you've got a beverage. I've got coffee. The decaffeinate has been drank. I don't know when it was drank, but it has been drank. So we're back onto full caffeinated coffee. No good for my heart at all. I was actually working this morning, and I've come back, and because I've had a good time doing what I was doing, and although I still had to go to work, and I had to get up a reasonable time to go in and do something. It was quite a quick job in the end, and it just makes me feel quite good and about myself when these things get sorted, and I got the right level of response from people when I sort of said, yeah, it's all sorted, we're all done, we're all working, and I got the lovely responses back, and I'm really quite pleased. It makes me feel nice, you know what I mean? It's like kind of warm and fuzzy. I don't need somebody to thank me for things, but when people do thank you for things, it's really quite nice, So actually, while we're on that, then we'll do some quick thanks. I'd like to thank Daryl, who did actually supply me with a copy of R-Type, even though I couldn't find it the other day. It's on another shelf. And I'd like to thank Douglas for supplying me all of these What's on the Tape ones, or quite a lot of them that we've had recently, and they're not the last 3 seasons, actually, to be fair, of What's on the Tape, and Wardo has been providing things like that, and anybody else who watches. Oh, and Marky Moore, we're gonna do Stingray shortly, and if I've forgotten your name, I really do apologise, and thank you to Mr. Birdsall, of course, he's always on here, and all the other people who watch, and my friend Andre as well, lovely, so many nice people. But anyway, yes, Mark, got to go back to last. You commented the other week, and I was trying to remember a puppet thing that I was looking at Captain Scarlet, wasn't I? And I was assuming that the character in it, the female character in it, was Marina, and it wasn't Marina. It was Marina from Stingray, which was she was Aquamarina. Remember? Aquamarine, it's the end song on it. It's like this whole song about this mermaid girl that they sort of sing about, and she like helps out Stingray, and Stingray was this puppet, they were all puppets. You remember puppets? Lots of things. 1964 it was, actually. I found out the other day. 1964, around 39 episodes to Stingray. Do you remember Stingray? I remember. I'll have seen it in the 70s probably, and even the early 80s, because they were still rerunning sort of kids programs from back then. But you had Aquamarina, and she sort of helped them out with their thing. And it was 2060 they were running around in the oceans, by the way. And it was kind of a Cold War over the seas, and I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember much else other than that. But I also remember the Stingray, Stingray, that bit at the beginning of the mid-tune. I loved that. It was brilliant. It was really, really good. The speech has been loaded. Please wind the tape on to the end, turn it over and restart the player. Right, okay, this is the instruction manual is upcoming, so God, there's loads on that tape. So, but yeah, Stingray, I remember Stingray, and I watched it on YouTube a little bit, the intro sequence, just to remember the song. I did remember the I just loved that bit. I don't know why. ITC it was. Ding ding ding. ITC. It was sort of like, I'm not doing it right in the right sound, but it was ITC. You remember that? These were proper like 60s style, I don't know, images where they had a few frames of graphics, and it was more bold sounds than anything else, nothing else to it. And when they started up, there's ITC, and then there's something else where there's like a little arrow goes through it, and there's a little sort of like a dum dum type thing that goes through at the beginning of it. Kind of cool. Anyway, complete aside, but that's what you came for. You came for my rubbish in between everything. Oh no! Stop! Oh no! Damn you! I can't roll it back on this stupid thing. Oh, gonna rewind? Oh, you can a little bit. There is a set rewind time. I have rewound it. Hang on. 23 minutes. That actually might be alright. Okay. ETX is an adventure and graphic arcade game utilizing every byte of the computing power of your ZX Spectrum. Wow. I am ready for this. To move on to the next praise, press any key. Right. In the game, you play part of ETX, the extraterrestrial Zargon. Yes, I am doing it. ETS has been sent to Earth as the leader of a scientific research party by the order of the Supreme Federation Council of the planet Zarg. And Zarg. From planet Zarg. A long time ago in the galaxy far, far away, we're getting Star Wars here, the Zargon receivers detected very faint electromagnetic radiation which they found to be originating from Earth and later decoded to be mashed carbonated promotional transmission. A mashed carbonated promotional transmission. My God. Right. Could these faint traces be the first signs of primitive civilization on another planet? ETX and his research team are dispatched to investigate. Seriously, dude, they're just going to dissect you. I'm going to tell you now exactly what's going to happen. You know, you often talk about the aliens taking us for an anal probing. This is exactly what's going to happen to ETX when he gets to here. But to be fair, the anal probing is going to be the least of his worries. I think the dissection and removal of his organs may be worse. But anyway... On attaining Earth's orbit, ETX teleports down to Earth to prepare his way for the landing party. Suddenly, the starship Mayflower receives an urgent telex. Telex? Really? Oh, is that teletyper thing? You know what I mean? Where it's typing out and printing like the video printer on football. Sorry. Anyway, what was that? I'm totally lost. And is called away by the Supreme Federation Council, which has been sitting in a Saturday for the first event in several times states. The ETX is left to fend for himself. He is alone with several billion mundans from home. Oh, mundans from home. Several million mundans is not miles. In order to get home, he must construct a special transmitter so that he can phone home for a ship to rescue. He needs to phone home. ETX needs to phone home. ET phone home. Oh, ETX phone home. ETX needs small devices. Anyway, carry on. The game. You are ETX, and the game starts when you are teleported down to Earth. Right. Earth consists of 16 different landscapes, one of which appears on the screen at any one time. 14 of the landscapes are pitted with deep alien traps into which you may fall. Hang on, you fall into alien traps on the floor? The other 2 areas are forest in which you land, from which you will be able to rescue the city where the other 3 characters live. So there must be more ETs on the planet. These other 3 characters are the Mad Professor, people call him the Prof, the MI5 agent. Why is there an MI5 agent? Mind you, it is British, so MI5 is there. And Ernie, who befriends you and sometimes helps you. I feel that this is very much ET. The Prof is the chair of has a chair in medicine and nothing more than continual nuisance to you. He is trying to catch you and will take you back to his lab for study. Once he's caught you, can't escape until you reach the lab. Scattered about the ground, you will find various pieces of fruit. Since ETX is a vegetarian, you can only... Vegetarian? Get out. ETX is a vegetarian, so you can only pick up fruit to eat at a later date. Late date fruit? Get it? No, maybe me. The main aim of the game is to find 3 pieces of the transmitter and then to phone home for the rescue craft. The transmitter components can only be found hidden in different wells on Earth. Also are found in these wells are 3 pieces of typical humanoid habitation: a cathode ray apparatus, perhaps better known to humans as a television, a children's bicycle, and a flower. These items are valuable on Zag, and you will be able the cathode ray tube is the main viewing product on Zag. Zag has taste. They've still got their CRTs running, just huge ones at this point, 86 inches, and they're about 18 feet deep at this point, probably. Anyway, where are we? Sorry. You were given a bonus points for taking them home with you. Oh, right, so we got to do that. The MI5 agent is very evil human, and he as if a very evil human if there ever was. He has a gun, wears a trilby, and will try and take things from you at gunpoint. I think he's a mugger, not that. If you're carrying any fruit, then he will take that and eat it. He'll eat your fruit. He steals your fruit and eats your fruit. He will have if you have no fruit, then he will take your lowest value treasure from you. And if you don't even have the treasure on you, he will take one of your transmitter components and hide it back where it wants in one of the wells. Ernie is your friend. He will become a little boy to whom you become very close, and he is the expression of your feelings. He may call him and give him some fruit. He may call on him and give him some fruit. He can accept up to 10 pieces of fruit. He's only little and cannot carry more than 10 pieces of fruit. Good job they're not watermelons, isn't it? If you give him 10, then he will give you 1 transmitter piece for you to your total score increased for every fruit you give him. So you got to give him. He likes a bit of fruit. Okay, the Earth is divided further into 1,408 different zones. Each of these zones will either be empty or will have a special power zone. When you are in one of these power zones, you will can exert one of your special powers by using one of your long power fingers. Seriously? Each of these 15 types of powers zones allocate a symbol which will appear between these particular marks in the centre of the bottom of the screen. The zone symbols are, I'm never going to remember this, ESP, Extra Sensory Perception Zone. Execute this power, make any of the wells in the current landscape hold a transmitter component and shimmer for a short time. Right, okay. Anti-Timon Shield Zone is on its power zone. Will send the Prof or the MI5 agents back to the large city if this happens large. Feeding Zone, when you're in here, I assume you get fruit. Yes, that's right, pieces of fruit. Call Ernie Zone, you've got to call Ernie in there. He will only come when when any other humans have gone back to the city. Phone Home Zone, this is the zone where you must transmit to be home. I'm getting bored now, by the way. The Tele Exit Zone, you must use this zone when you're counting down to 0. The ship will leave without you. Yeah. Anti-grav Zone, yes, you lose energy. Power Up Zone, deducting energy. This is getting tedious now. How much more instructions? I'm giving up. Where's the keys? Remaining Zone, these are remaining items. I'm getting bored now though. Can be controlled with Kempston joystick, AFDs, or with the keys.
QA, OP, that's fine, or any key on the bottom for special execute it. Would you like to read the manual again? No, I am bored. Press start on the tape, let's go for it. Oh, damn. Pause, go back, rewind. Done. There we go, that timing is perfect. It actually skips back to chunks, if you now notice. There is actually a rewind function. I don't know if that's come from before. I didn't think there was a rewind function. But it actually goes back to the chunk where it starts from, which is quite handy there. So, here we go. ETX. God, good grief. How long have we been talking about ETX and we haven't even got into the game yet? At least we know what the keys are. It's fairly simple. So, I've got the keys, bottom row, blah, blah, blah. You must lose twice as much energy before going twice as... you lose twice as much before going twice as fast. Right, okay, that's fine. That's fine. ETX. Never played it. I suspect, though, by the looks of things, or what I was reading there, that it is actually a clone of the Atari game, which was pretty common back in the 80s. Right, coffee, drinky time. Oh. Wow, it read the whole thing out there. That's quite impressive. I'm quite impressed by that. Press any key. Choose the game. Just Ernie. Oh, I'm going all three. Yeah, baby, we're going the whole hog. Number 4. Press break and 1 to end the game. Number of players 1. It is E.T. Right. Oh, there's the evil dude. I don't know what we're doing here. Oh, there's the holes. The deadly holes. Now I've got speed up there. Ah, I fell in the hole. Now I gotta go out of the hole, which is... It's exactly the same. It is. It's the game that they said it was. It's basically the version of the E.T. game that... Get away from me, Mr. Evil Man. Yeah, and you fall down the holes. It's the Atari version of it. I quite like it, though. I'm looking on eBay for this later because I quite like it. It's quite mental. I like the voice as well. The voice is quite good. Oh god. Yeah, I think this is the thing. You spend a lot of time in holes, beaming yourself out, don't you? That's what they said about this game. That was the major issue with it. He's all over me as that MI5 agent. Oh, he's caught me. He's taken me to prison. I've been put into prison by the zombified dude. I have escaped from prison. It was a crap prison anyway. There's no bloomin' doors. I got loads of food. I love it. Oh, hang on. What's that at the bottom of the well? I think I got a part. I got a cathode road tube or something like that. Was this the same story? Did anyone ever actually play the ET version of the Atari ST? Atari 2600. Is this the same story? Is that what it is? Is this the same story? Is that something there? Yep, I've got something there. I've built another part of the... I've been caught again. He's taking me back to his love shack. I was just escorting me. He's... Ouch. Oh, he's hurting me. He's got ouch, ouch, ouch. He's like, oh, he's getting the anal probe, isn't he? That's what was happening. E.T.'s getting the anal probe. I don't want the anal probe. Keep your dirty mitts off me. Oh, no. Why is that always the first place aliens start? You know, if you're an alien invading the planet, why would you start by inserting something into your behind? Why is that the natural choice? Why was that the one? I mean, did that happen in like a 50s movie or something that something like that happened? Is that where that came from? I'm now trying. Oh, it's all over, I think. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I quite like the sound effects, and I quite like how mental this is. It really is mental. ETX, well worth it. well worth finding out what it's about anyway. Well, maybe not well worth the game itself. It's just, I'm in there going, ouch, 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 ouch. I don't know how you die either. I don't think you die. I think you just play on forever. Just one of those things. Sorry, I'm just moving my phone out the way there, because I'm not sure, but I have a feeling we've seen everything I want to see on ETX, and it's time to start moving on to the next bit on the tape. Shall we do that? Let's find out what's on the rest of the tape. But that was, yeah, ETX. I am ET. Oh God, what's he? Be good. That's what he said. Be good. That's all right. Ouch. You see Ernie will come out and say hello to you. Will he say hello to me? Oh no. They all just want to throw me in the... Oh, hang on. We got a telly. They all want to just throw me into jail. Oh God, here he is. Do you know what it reminds me of a little bit? How mental the way that they run around is. It reminds me of... oh, what's that game? It reminds me of Friday the 13th. In the sort of way it runs around. I love the way you can just run over the holes and I have to go around them. Those are apples, aren't they? They're clearly apples. I've got a telly now though. He's stolen a portable. Oh, I'm falling in the blooming hole all the time here. Oh, it's a bomb. It's a bomb. Explosives. I'm in some kind of weird zone here. Wow, this is some game. Size-wise. He's after me. I guess my time is based on the score there at the top. I was going to quit, but I think I'm just going to run out of time. Oh, hang on. There's arrows pointing to the direction of where I need to go. Ouch. I'm guessing I run out of time. That's me dead. Oh God, I've been got by this, whoever that is. Mad professor who looks a bit like a zombie Michael Jackson with a cap on. That's the FBI agent. It's a very small planet where there's only FBI agents, Ernie and whatever else is. Oh, I think this is it. Oh, hang on. It's just started again. I don't know what Ernie did to me there, but now I am able to leave again and continue my mission to take over the world, so it seems endless. Right, okay, carry on. Let's go to the next bit and see what I'll find out once it's on this thing. This tape. Let's find out what else is on this tape. That was a joy. Thanks, Douglas. Right, carry on. Yeah. There was loads of those programs, wasn't there, years ago? Those sort of puppet sort of programs. It was kind of before they, because cartoons were really expensive because they were all hand drawn, weren't they? If you remember, stop frame animation was all hand drawn and done. And it's very unlikely that there's anything else on this tape, but we'll try it on this side anyway. We've got something on the other side. We've got a snake pit, but yeah, they were all hand drawn, weren't they? And so they're very expensive for TV stations, whereas the puppet stuff was a lot cheaper. So there was that little bobbing up and down the whole thing to try and make them more animated as they sort of were on the screen. That was seen as cheaper and more effective. And then nothing there. That was just a bit of rumbling. Let's see if this is actually anything. That's the ET manual. That's fine. We're not interested in that. Let's carry on. I must have knocked a cable. ET's manual with loading all the bits and pieces. Let's see what we got here. A lot of loading in that one, actually. It's so terrible. You want to try it again, if that makes sense. And it was actually that's a lie. It wasn't terrible. I quite liked it. It was just a bit. It was just a clone of something we expected. So. Oh, brace yourselves! I've just had an email from CEX about the fact that they sent me the wrong game in the right cassette, the right case for a game, but the wrong disc in it entirely. It's only taken them a week to come back to me. Never mind. It's quite a long game, that, actually. I think I've almost finished the tape, actually, here. No, we're not getting anything good out of this. I always think the most impressive part about all of these tapes is that they were in a flood in a garage, and Douglas told me about, and they've survived relatively well. We've had some really ratty ones that have done further back in the seasons, and they were really, really, really bad in shape, and they actually turned out to be okay. That came straight into data there, so I think this is. I don't think we'll have anything else on here. If anything, it'll be the Horizons programs itself, if that makes sense. Yep, in fact, it's entered tape. So that actually is full. So, considering that game is, including the manual and whatever else, about 6.5 minutes long, they're actually a lot shorter than I thought they were on these tapes. So that's interesting. Okay, so the second side, this should be Snake Pit. I've never heard of Snake Pit, but let's give Snake Pit a go. The White Snake Pit. Maybe. A bit of glam rock on it, maybe. Were they glam rock? I may be wrong. Here we go. Brace yourselves. And... Snake Pit! Yay! Yeah, I can actually see now why they may put one or two things on these things instead of everything else. That makes more sense. Electronic Formula Finder. I'm assuming this is educational, Douglas. I am. I'm going to assume it is. And the other side doesn't say anything, but as I say, if it does load side B of the Horizons tape, at least we got through the wall. So I'm up for a bit of through the wall. You can never get too much through the wall. Did you know something? I must have spent ages on that as a kid. It was bizarre, isn't it? You know, I only had. Oh, Mike Singleton. Right, personal computer program, Snake Pit, S to start. I only had like Hungry Horace and the Horizons tape, so it was kind of me between loading the Horizons tape and Through the Wall or Hungry Horace. Those were my big things before I got any more games. Snake Pit. Oh, that looks really cool. What's my keys though? Which one am I? I don't know what you press to start. Oh, S to start, maybe. Where's, hang on. What? That's move. That's the move. That's the move. Left. What's up and down? S to start. Aha! That's us with that little dude there. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Oh, it's quite slick. So basically, we've got our snakes here. They're obviously eating things. We've got to clear out all of these the dots on the screen, which makes sense, because that makes sort of sense to clear it all out. Well, obviously not upsetting the snakes, because they're cool. I love the way the snakes move. They're really cool. I'm going to end up letting these ones out, but never mind. As long as they don't eat me, I'm not bothered. As long as I think if you face their mouths, you're stuck. But otherwise, I think you're okay. They're just in the way otherwise. I've been eating. That's cool. I like that. That's a really good game. Let's have another go at that. I'm not sure what the best way to tackle this is, though. Is it worth just letting the snakes free straight away and kind of mashing the whole level that way? Obviously, I don't die walking to that. You just have to avoid the mouths of the snakes. It's only the mouths of the snakes that are a problem. Oh, got eaten. I like that. I assume once you clear the level, you just get another level of it. But that's really good. Snake Pit. Brilliant. I think I'm just risking it, though, being here. Oh, I've been eating. Let's have another go. Oh, I do like that. You can have a nice sort of clearing your own area first. I don't know how you best deal with these things, though. Because the ones that are released, they are actually pretty dangerous, these snakes. And sort of blocking the whole area and running all over the place. Causing grief and aggravation wherever they go. I sound like the Fat Controller from Thomas the Tank Engine. Causing delay and strife and whatever else it is. He's pretty harsh, to be honest, with the Fat Controller. So we just keep them over there. Are they actually going? No, they're just randomly moving. That's what they're doing. They're just randomly moving. So they're making sort of movements around the place. If we can just stay away from them while they're in there, while they've kind of crunched themselves into the little circles they're in, we can kind of clear the level. Look at that! I'm really. Oh damn! I was saying we're getting really good. I actually got 30 more points that time round than I got on the previous time round. That's really good. Can I break it? No, it's not a one that you can break, unfortunately. So that's a shame. Right, okay, let's see what else is on this tape. I'm quite excited now. Snake Pit was really good, actually. That was really nice. That was a cool game. I like that one. I wonder if it was an original sort of a release or something similar. It looked like a 16K game from my look of the whole thing. Let's see what this is. Is this Scion now? No, it's just Snake Pit again. So we got Snake Pit twice. That's fair enough. There's somebody pointed this out to me, and I get it now. You don't have to rewind the tape if you put Snake Pit on if you put Snake Pit on all the way through the tape. If you load it all the way through the tape, then you basically have Snake Pit lots, and it means that you don't have to rewind. You can just start again and load it again from the same point. It makes a lot of sense to me, to be honest with you. So now. However, to be fair, I would have jammed my tape full of other stuff, and I was obsessed by rewinding it, if I'm honest. I really was. So I'm just going to start again. Just quick another go while we're here. I like Snake Pit. That's a really good game. I'm enjoying that. Snake Pit. See that little smiley face? And I'm going to mention this, because I always mention this. I had a game where you featured as a sort of similar sort of smiley face. And it was about collecting things, and I remember it being obviously black background, and it was like this sort of maze type thing, and you went around collecting things. And I'm sure it had a school element to it, but I still, to this day, I can't remember what it was. And I know that you were only a small character within the whole thing, so... By the way, I have an audience. If you hear a little bit of happy laughter in the background, it's because I have an audience. He got up late. He's been back to school, which quite surprised some of you, because he actually has autism, and as a result, he kind of routine is better for him. So he's been back to school. So he's quite happy. He's had 2 days in school, and they've been really, really safe with him. You know, they've masks when they come, masks from the whatever else is, and for him, it's much better for his sort of outlook on life if he has routine in it. So he's been back to school, and as a result, he's woken up on Saturday and he's had a lie in. He's not even noticed that Dad's gone to work this morning. He's had a lie in. His sister woke him up briefly, and then he's it's just going into the data there. I bet this is just the Horizon tape now. But he's had a bit of a lie in, and he's had his lunch. He's had a lovely feed. You know, good lunch, nice feed. So he's now quite happy, and he's watching me in the background. So yeah, I bet this is Horizon now. Walgie? Not sure. I think it is Horizon. We'll just let it run for a second, because there's a little sort of loading parts at the end of it for various sort of text typing things. This is side B, actually, so this could be something else. We'll see in a second. We'll see when it's the next one, see if there's anything comes up here, because it should be the start of another program by looks of things. Yeah, bubble sort. So that's the Horizon stuff on that side of the tape. So that one's done. So we've done that tape. So we've done one. Let's get tape 2 in. This is the one that says Electronic Formula Finder. This is the first one on this tape, I think. Yes, I'm on the right side for that. Electronic Formula Finder. I'm just going to break and I'm going to do new, and then we'll do a load it again. All right. Okay. It's amazing though how many of the keys you remember when you've not got the keyboard in front of you that will have the buttons that are automatic presses on it. I mean, our new's on A. It's always on A for me, and I always think of new and A together. I don't know why. I guess it's the first letter in the alphabet, so it kind of makes sense to me that that's what it is. So we've got this one in here. I did notice when I put it in the tape recorder earlier, it was a tad quiet. Just a tad quiet, but not too bad, but a little bit quiet. So maybe it won't hear it. It's playing now. We're just going through, making our way through it. I'm just going to fast forward a bit. Yeah, I think it's a bit quiet for the tape player. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it into the other tape deck, and I'm going to turn the volume up a bit, and hopefully we can get it to load. So fingers crossed on this one. This is a bit speculative, really. So we'll see whether or not we can get it going. I like those though. ETX wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and I liked all the speech. There was a lot of speech in that. It's very impressive, actually. 1983 that was on a Spectrum. On an 8-bit little 8-bit computer, that's quite without the emulation of certain things. Very impressive, realistically. Right, got that in there. Push the play button. Fingers crossed, it'll all work lovely. It's all plugged together and with sticky tip. So yeah, I'm quite good. I'm feeling quite good today, to be honest with you. It's with all the things going on, I'm feeling quite good about today. There we go. See, turn the volume up, made a big difference to the whole thing. Formula. Here we go. Formula, what was it? Formula something E. Could be a shoot 'em up, actually. I think there was a shoot 'em up that came on Let's have a little list first before we run it. Ohm's law. No, it is actually something to do with formulas. It's actually educational by the looks of things. Ohm's law power formula. Ohm's law. Which value is required? V. V. Let's say V. Resistance in ohms. Let's say it's 1,000, 100,000, 1,000. Current amps 1 is 1,000 volts. Yeah, that's right. Ohms times is Okay. Cool. Power formula. Let's say we want to find out W. Into the volts, 240. Into the amps, 13. It's 3,120 watts. Ah, right. Nice to see a bit of mathematics there going on. That's cool. Let's see what else is on that tape, though. Let's press the break button on here. Let's do new and let's do load dit and see what else is on here. It could just be power formula. That could be it. Could be the whole thing. But we never know. There might be more things like that. I'm sure there was a game though. It was called Formula something or other. It was like a flying game, bizarrely. There's more formula. Are we building on the program a bit though? This is a big question. Are we? Are we making it bigger? That was a better load. Let's have a little run. I don't think we are building on it. If I press I. Enter the volts. 240. Resistance in ohms. There we go. I'm very excited. Let's do the new and let's try loading again, see what we get. Okay. Press that play button and see what else there is on here. What a nice episode this has been as well. Better than last week where we had 38 minutes of me not actually loading a single thing. I think it was about 38 minutes or something similar. Somebody said in the comments. I think that's really cool. That you actually put up with it for that long. I feel like this program is developing, but it's not. A lot of the same program. Yeah. Doesn't seem to be doing much else. Yeah, just doing the maths on it for us. Fair enough. Nice piping going on here with the colons. So on line 2230, 2230, there's a bit of piping going on to produce the answer. So I, and then it says let I equals that, print it out, and it's all just piped with the pipe command there. So it's very nice bit of pipe work there. So yeah, we've no, don't want to do that. We want to try and load the next one. I think it's just going to be the same thing. We'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. Formula. Yep. I have a feeling this may be fill the formula. Yeah. That's a lot of formula. Delete the next one. See what we got on this next one. Is it more formula? Yeah. I'm not sure we have enough of the formula, but we're giving the formula a full go. I'm not sure the program's developing any though. I'm not sure we need this many copies of Formula, but we'll carry on. We'll see if there's any more. See if there's any more Formula. Give me the Formula. I need some more Formula. No, that one didn't work. I'm going to skip that one because I'm not worried. I think it was another Formula. If it loads, yeah, that was another Formula. Is this going to be another Formula? And Formula. I'm not sure how many times you need it. It must be the greatest formula on the face of the planet. It's like E equals MC squared, but like with ohms. It's the same formula. Fair enough. It's on here a few times. Let's have another try. See what else we can find. Let's give it another whirl. I've got quite a number of tapes still left for What's on the Tape. It's not a big problem at all, but I'm always looking for more, just in case we run out ever in some point in time. So. Oh, it's an R-tape error. I'm just absolutely disappointed. So we'll go find that on PlayZX and we'll put that on. No, I don't think we will. I'm not doing that ever. How many copies of Formula do we need? Must have been very sort of required. I don't know. What word am I looking for here? I think we've run out of Formula. Yeah, I think we've run out. It's empty. Hang on. Brace yourselves. Formula? Formula. More Formula. Oh my god. That's a program change, hasn't he? Not at all. It's still Formula. It's the same blubbing thing. Oh my god. Right, okay, let's carry on. It's got to be worth a try. I just find it interesting it's the same thing over and over and over again. If it was an iteration of the program that added more functionality, then I could understand that. But we seem to just be repeating the same program over and over again. It's like somebody filled the entire tape with Formula. And it's the same formula again. I'm gonna skip in a second. I'm gonna fast forward a bit on the whole thing, right? Okay. So we're gonna do load dit again, and we're gonna fast forward a little bit through the tape. I'm just gonna have a little look at it. Right. I'm gonna stop there. There's a program loading there. Let's see. Let that one run, and let's see whether we got more formula. That one's a bit longer, maybe. We might finally have got to a normal program. That's definitely longer. All right, okay, here we go. Brace yourselves. Right, so there should be another program here, hopefully. It's quite quiet. There's no background noise, so there's no background noise that's there. Lesson 2, right. So we're now back onto the Horizon side of the tape. So this is the lessons that go with it, which are like the keyboard lessons. So I'm going to stop that because we've seen this before. It's in a previous episode. Go have a look at the pictures that I've got on my What's on the Tape playlist if you want to find that one. We did do it because we decided that we were going to do Horizon because we've never done Horizon, and it was one of those episodes where it was going badly wrong, as they often do. So we went badly wrong. We decided that we would do that. So let me just press the new button on there, and let's just rewind this tape on the other side, and let's see whether or not we're having a bit of through the wall to finish this all off. We might do. As I said, this is one of the games that I played an awful lot. The thing about it is I didn't get a huge amount of pocket money. Budget games were kind of my staple. That's where I could afford. And birthdays and Christmases were, and maybe even Easters. I'd try and get my granny to get some money for Easter. They were the staple of they were the staple of my sort of childhood sort of times for getting games, and for the most part it was budget titles that I could afford. So as I say, Horace was bought with the computer, and I remember a price as well. I'm sure it was £5. And I remember it being a big number because it was like an expensive game. This was like a high quality sort of a title. So it was £5. That's just skipped right through that. Oh, it's not going to load through the wall to finish on. I'll tell you what, though. I'm going to point out here is that it's obviously quite quiet, so it's not playing it back. Let me try and play it back through here with the volume turned up. We'll give it a try. That's better. Nah, it's definitely not working though. But yeah, so your budget was mostly my thing. So if I got a $1.99 game, that was what I'd get. So Mastertronic was my jam. I'm sure you guys all had a sort of a budget sort of title that you used to buy most of. And for me, I think one of the first budget titles I bought from Mastertronic was Finders Keepers, and I was absolutely obsessed by that. I actually finished that without any. I think there's a couple of ways to finish that game, funnily enough. But I actually finished that without any sort of help or interaction. I managed to do that myself. It wasn't that tough, but I did do it. We're not going to get anything on this last bit of the tape, are we? Most definitely not. That's kind of annoying, actually, that we're going to with not finishing on what I would call a high. I tell you what we do have that's hanging around right next to me, and I can see it, and it's calling my name. I'm going to put it in, and this is an original game actually. This is an original title we've got because that's just not playing. That nothing's loading off that. I'm going to assume it was the Rice and stuff, and again it was over whatever else is. But I can see it right beside me. It's a budget title. I'm talking of budget titles, and I actually bought the full version of this. It's an Americana game, and I know who sent this to me as well. It was my lovely friend Andre Russell. He sent this to me. I think he thinks he's torturing me with it, but I actually like it. So I'm going to start loading it. Hopefully it'll work. So I've got the tape in there. We've got it in the drive. And it's an Americana title. It's a re-release of an original sort of thing. And once the title pops up on the screen, I'll tell you exactly what it is. But yeah, I found this to be. I liked it. I bought it because I used to like the arcade version of it. I thought the arcade version of it was a very good game. I was sort of a very enjoyable sort of title that kind of gave me, it was a lot of fun to play. Hang on. There we go. It's going for it now. It was a bit of a long intro, wasn't it? There you go. Kung Fu Master. And I think he just sent this to me to torture me. He thinks he's torturing me with it, but actually I'm not, because I've actually got the original orange box, I think. I can't see it. I don't know why I'm looking round. I don't know why I look around. I do piles and eclectic sort of approach to things. There is a rough direction of where things are. There is a wall of Spectrum stuff, but is it in any order? Not really. It's just up there in groups of things. I think the only part of it that is semi-ordered in any kind of way is the hit squads, and that's only because they've got numbers on the bottom of them. But yeah, my lovely friend Andre Russell sent this to me, so I'm going to finish on this one because I like it. I liked it. I didn't complain about it. In fact, I was quite pleased because it felt, for me, I was like getting the game I wanted. It was the arcade game that was there. It's not very. In the scale of things, it's not a good game, if that makes sense. It's not bad. It's not brilliant. But it's good enough, and I enjoyed it. Went back in the day, and I remembered saving up. I think was this a birthday or something similar? Could have been birthday money. This one particular one. It was that's where we were at with this one. So birthday money was the thing. Now, Kung Fu Master arcade game, same name. The idea of it was that your girlfriend had been kidnapped. I assume princess girlfriend, because it's kung fu, isn't it? So princess girlfriend had been kidnapped by evil wizard. Usually is evil wizard. Why was it always evil wizards? What have wizards done to anybody? They're not warlocks anyway when they're bad. Anyway, either way, but beside talking over the nerdy sort of stuff of it, is that you had to get through 5 floors to the top and then rescue her by using your kung fu master skills, and that's all it was. It was just a kung fu game that took place there. And what it was it was a 2D plane. You walked across, and as you went across, you punched and kicked your way through baddies until you got to a boss or something similar at the end of each stage, and then you punched and kicked your way through him until you got to the top next floor, and then you went up the floors, and then, as I say, I'm sure it's 5 floors. 5 floors to the top, and I assume, like most arcade games of the day, that once you finished that, it probably went, congratulations, then started all over again, because at the end of the day, score was the big thing. Before all these achievements and things that came along, and trophies and whatever else it is in games, score was actually the relevant thing. To be fair, if you think back to the scale of things like the PlayStation 1 and the Sega Saturn and things like that, unlocking was then the big score. So what you would do is unlock things. Do you remember trading your saves with your friends? I bet you did, because I know I did. Because my wife was excuse the pun, was a demon at Tekken, and so she used to be held responsible for clearing all of the missions and doing all the bits and pieces and basically unlocking everything. And then all my mates would come around and get a copy of it, so they could save time on the unlocking kind of things. But at least her name was all over the titles and the high score tables. But the point was that well, I don't think they had high score tables in Tekken. But either way, she basically did all of that. She unlocked it for loads of people and got various parts of it. But that was kind of a cool phase in saves, if that makes sense. You could make a copy of it to your friends. There wasn't this worry that unlocking the save would unlock something else. I mean, nowadays, they want you to pay to unlock it, whereas back then, if your mate had finished it, you could get a copy of their save and use their save, and then obviously make it your own at that point and have everything unlocked for you. And that was cool. We liked that. That was good, and that was the big kudos there, was unlocking everything from the game. Now it's just achievements and pay for it if you want to unlock it, which seems a bit sad, doesn't it? It's kind of we lost our way here with gaming's lost its way modern day wise. I was talking to somebody the other day about it, and I was saying how I used to play quite a lot of games back in the day, and I used to play sort of a lot of Battlefield. I think I said that at the beginning. I don't think I said it in this particular video, but I said it in another video recently that I used to play a lot of Battlefield and a number of other games, and I used to enjoy those, kind of playing those with friends and all that kind of stuff. But unlocking was there by grinding through it, and then they just put in packs. I think this is it. I think that's it loaded. Is it? Yes, it is loaded. But just look, but putting on packs as sort of things to unlock things, it's just sad, really. Anyway, M for menu. Okay, I need to do the keys. So if I press C for controls, D to define the keys, and we want left, right, up, down. Kick, punch, and that's an odd one for the punch. I can't use number 1. I was going to use number 1. Quick punch, and M, so I can move up and down between them. Right, okay, enter to finish, S to start the game. So basically, you go walk along the floors and do this. And say, everybody thought this was pretty terrible, and I know there's a modern remake that's a lot better and a lot faster and whatever else it is. But I didn't mind it. I quite liked it. You have to wiggle left and right to do that. Yeah. Kick him! Punch. And just have to make it to the end of the floor. Oh man, she's already low. It's unsurprising, really. It was the timing on it, I think, is the big problem. I think that's what everybody got upset about. The timing's pretty horrendous of actually hitting things. So, walking along the floor. Oh, yes. Classic. I remember watching, the first time I saw this was I watched the guy in the arcade, and he just absolutely, there was like a whole herd of guys came at them, and he killed them all in like a few kicks and stuff like that, or should I say, like burst of kicks. And I was like, that is just blooming awesome. It's like kick, and I was like, that is just amazing. That is you know, that's an arcade game. That's a game I want to play. And I was so impressed by his sort of abilities on it that it just blew me away back in the day. That really did. And that's why I wanted it for the home, when I was like, I've got to have that as well. I've got to have that sort of wild kicking that you do, except to the fact that the Spectrum version, like this version anyway, isn't anywhere near like that, which is a bit of a shame because the arcade version's just you know, one of my favourites. It's one that's not turned up in the arcade 20p arcade challenge actually that we do on the with the channel, and a number of other channels as well, which is a bit of a shame. I've lost my life again. I'm rubbish. I'm not getting to that. You're not going to see the next floor. After I've died from this, I was just finishing on a tape that was handy. I thought I'll give this a go because it's been a while. It was just literally right beside me. It was that or Bruce Lee, and I fancied Bruce Lee. There's a second one, you know. There's a PC version of it though. It's Bruce Lee 2, and it's really good on the PC. But they've done it so it's got the graphics of, and this is the weird part. It's got the graphics of the Commodore 64, but also you can have the graphic aesthetic of the Amstrad CPC. No Spectrum version, bizarrely, but you could do the Amstrad CPC. I can't kick him. Can't kick him fast enough. Right. Yeah, kick you in the. Oh! How many men left? I've got one, I think. I think I've got one life. Or is that it? No, that's it all over. Kung Fu Master on the ZX Spectrum. What a way to finish this episode. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. And I will catch you in my next video. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.